Hey everyone, Ivy Lee Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution. For today's video, we have patch notes, a new hero, and lots to talk about, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on everything. Alright, so first of all, guys, look at my diamonds. This event killed me. It's actually kind of humorous because I feel like for such a long time, I've had way too many diamonds, and I mean, I was blowing them on shop refreshes, not caring, just trying to get red runes because we have so many diamonds. And now I don't have any diamonds. And now I was like, all right, let me go buy some more of this green dye. I gotta do my next egg. I just got the Rickert one. I sped up so I could get the Rickert one. Still got some speed ups left. And I was like, all right, let's go get some more. Oh, wait, they don't have any more of those. Oh, wait, I don't even have 1,000 diamonds to buy one of these. So this is entertaining to see that I have like nothing left. But we have new champions to talk about. Oh dear. We have new stuff to talk about. It's a lot. So let's get into it. Let me move myself down some green screen, I guess. I need to edit that. Anyway. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we have a new Triple S hero, Miranda. She's going to be a support hero with a bit of healing. She's got some prevention of death in her kit that's quite interesting. We're going to have to see how it actually plays out. And she also has some increased damage for her allies. So I'm kind of curious to see if she's going to replace Mazrani in some areas, like maybe Guild Hunt. I'm very curious if the shields that she does, she has a shield for all allies or damage reduction if they're not within the range. So I'm curious if maybe we can take our Rakanas out of damage reduction boots and have her in the team instead of Mazrani for Guild Hunt. I feel like that might be a possibility now. But there's lots to figure out for her. She sounds very interesting, sounds very, very good. I'm not going to read through all the details of her skills, but I will put them up on the screen in case you're not one on the social medias to notice. So I'll go ahead and do that. TLDR, she's a Terran support Triple S hero. For characteristics, they say rear guard and death suspension. So she has a little bit of like preventing death for some allies. That's quite interesting as well, especially when she has her exclusives. But she's really cool sounding, and I'm curious about her, so we'll have to see. She sounds really interesting, but let's go ahead into the patch notes. I will put those up as well once we get into it and reading here. So I'm glad I actually didn't make a video super early today. I was out on the town. We had some stuff to do with preps for Easter for Romania, I should say for the Orthodox. Easter is not until this coming weekend, actually, so I haven't gone away yet for the holiday. We had some stuff to do, and yeah. And my residency for Romania I had to deal with. And I was kind of reading these over and over again, deciding what I liked or hated, and luckily talking to some people, and we did get some clarification on some things like Twilight, for example. So let's get into it. Yes, Twilight's coming back, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it. All right, new hero number 1. New limited recruitment event will open on most servers. During the event, you'll be able to recruit Miranda, Botmark, and Muka at higher rates. Another limited event will open on some servers. During the event, you'll be able to recruit Azina, Omar, and Pluno. Galactic Treasure event will open on some servers. You can join the Galactic Arena and defeat opponents to earn Warrior Stones for chances to draw great rewards in this event. Now, this event actually has a very good timing for the Guild versus Guild requirements to come as well, which we'll get to next. But first, Jamuzo's Bell will open on some servers. The rewards will be Miranda, Azina, and Mythic Divine Prototype Thorn of Glory. New season of Twilight will start with adjustments made to Chapter 16. A beta Guild versus Guild will open on all servers, not some, all. When the event starts, there will be 3 Guild versus Guild competitions every week lasting 48 hours. Now, stop right there. I don't even care what the guild versus guild actually entails. That already screams way too much to me. Like, my first impression of that is a whole bunch of no. Every other game I've played that has any sort of guild battle, whether it be Raid Shadow Legends with CVC, where it's just do a whole bunch of events and get points over a period, is every 2 weeks. Infinite Magic Raid is just a glorified version of 3v3 Arena, which is terrible because it makes you do 3v3 Arena twice. Oh wait, that's what I think this is too. That is absolutely terrible. I don't want to be forced to do a ton of 3v3 battles more than I already have to do. And yep, well, even that guild arena that was in Infinite Magic Raid, that was only once every other week. It's like it was like for a few days in a row, every other week. There's some stuff in the other idols I play, like Bloodline and Everlegion, that has a couple days sign up periods, and that doesn't seem to be every single day or I don't even know it's every week for that matter. So I think even those are a little bit more chill. I'm just honestly confused at the initial impression that guild versus guild is going to be 6 out of 7 days a week every week. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is supposed to be an idle RPG. And I think they're straying away and away and away from it by trying to add too much content. We already have plenty of content in this game. I don't know why people would ever complain about content in this game. There's plenty of stuff, and they introduce temporary events all the time. Rise of Heroes, Elite Chapter, Twilight Lands, Summit Arena, and they've added 2 more areas of dungeons from the initial set of dungeons that we already have to do. And then holiday events on top of that sometimes. I don't think we need new content. And so having to do a guild versus guild every single day, pretty much, sounds, initially, my impression is hell no. I'm out. That makes me sound like I already want to plan to go to a guild that doesn't care about it. I'm not going to lie. But we have to see how it's going to be in game before I make any decisions. But my first impression is hell no. Overreacting or not, that is my just a first impression from reading that alone and what little bit I've read so far. But let's go through it. All right. I ranted a little bit because that worries me for this game and for the time consumption getting worse and worse and worse. And this is supposed to be an idle RPG. And that's not the kind of thing that you should have in an idle RPG, is daily guild versus guild battles where we have to be on top of everything. And it's hard enough with, guild hunt. We can't forget, we already have our guild hunt. It's enough. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got here. Game content adjustments and optimizations. Optimize commander skills and attributes. For commander skills with PvP effects, regular effects and PvP effects are displayed. For commander skills with PvP effects, regular effects and PvP effects are displayed separately. Added commander class effect tips when 3 or more heroes are of the same class and are deployed. So they're going to make it more obvious if you're triggering different aspects of a commander. That's pretty good. Optimize commander attributes. Added summon class attributes to commanders. Extended commander levels. Extended the level cap of mythic commanders and SSS level mythic commanders to 50. So all of them, it doesn't have to be the SSS ones. It's also all mythic commanders are expanded to level 50. Added upgrade operation at levels 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. Upgrading the commanders can expand the level cap and gain PvP damage reduction. After expanding the level cap, new skill bonus position, skill bonus, class bonus, skill bonus entries will be unlocked when reaching 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 retrospectively. Retrospectively, yeah, that too. All right, added disassemble and auto disassemble function. Redundant commanders can be disassembled into medals of honor and will be automatically disassembled immediately when a commander of a preset quality is obtained. So that sounds like it'll be just like our gear, which is great. Less things crowding up our inboxes or things we have to manually crunch. I like that. Optimized battle system. PvP bonus and PvP damage reduction are applied in the guild versus guild mode. As expected. Optimize the battlefield logic area of novice levels and guild daily challenge. I don't know. Reduce the difficulty of Zyda's stages by decreasing enemy Zyda's HP in Elite Campaign. So if you were stuck in any levels of Elite Campaign because of tanky ass Zyda, well, it should be easier now. All right, let's keep reading. Interface adjustments and optimizations. Added hero avatar special effects on the personal info interface when activating the EX5 talents. Optimized personal info interface. So the personal info interfaces for both heroes. Oh, okay, on the personal info interface. So that would mean here, if someone is an EX5, they're going to have a special glow or border or something, I suppose. By the way, feel free to add me as a friend, guys. I need to add more friends. Oh, well, never mind. Oh, wait, never mind. I've been denying anyone that I don't know, though. So unless I know who you are or your CLS, I might accidentally not approve, though. Anyway, bug fixes. Fix the issue when tapping the go button on the pop-up window of the time-limited recruitment event. Fix some wrong multilingual text in Kane's No Mercy skill. All right, now let's get to the meat and potatoes. We have guild versus guild coming. I don't know. Let me put up the interface of what we have, though. We actually already kind of got information on this not too long ago. If you guys remember, we actually had teasers of this quite a while ago. So let me go ahead and put up a teaser photo. All right, let's continue to read. Now, when the event starts, 3 guild versus guild competitions will be held every week, lasting 48 hours each. Registration rules. This is where it sounds confusing, though. Registration is required to participate. Player registration time for each competition is 100 hours every Thursday to almost the start next Monday. So the next Thursday through Monday, or through the whole day Monday. So Thursday until the start of Tuesday. Exactly. So when it says Thursday through Tuesday for registration, how does that make any sense for it being 3 a week for 2 days? And we have to register to participate. Okay, when you register for the first time, you need to configure your own defensive lineup. Once you have configured a defensive lineup, it will be automatically used on all subsequent registrations. So we're just going to constantly be registering for future events while current events are going on. Yeah, I guess after registration, you'll participate in the remaining competitions of the week. At the end of registration period, there are 10 or more players registered from the same guild. That guild will be deemed to have successfully registered to participate for the competitions of the period, and matchmaking will be available. If the number of registered players from the guild is less than 10, the guild will be unable to participate. Once the guild is successfully matched with an opponent, all registered guild members will participate in all 3 matches of the competition. The guild cannot replace participants while in battle. So if you change guilds in the middle of the week, you will not be able to help out your new guild while there's still a certain thing going on. It sounds really confusing for this long registration period, but then the fact that it's every week. So, I mean, it's one of those things I feel like we're really going to have to see the interface better once it's here, right? So this was another image. I don't know if these are going to be exact, guys. These were, like, I think, developer teasers of some sort that were given to us a while back. Let me see if I can... So what's behind me here? Just more points? I don't know. All right, I don't know if this is going to be exactly how it's rolled out or if they since changed it, but these were the images that I saved from a while ago when we got teasers for Guild versus Guild. I don't remember where they came exactly or what the situation is, but yeah, that's a teaser, so it could be very different from what's actually being released, but I figured I'd still show them. All right, let's keep going. For each competition, 3 defensive lineups are required. Each lineup can have 5 heroes. If you've registered and previously configured a defensive lineup, that lineup will be used automatically. Heroes deployed in the defensive lineup of a competition match can be still used in other modes. Well, I hope. Why wouldn't they be? God damn. Could you imagine whoever you put in Guild Arena you can't use anywhere else? What? Anyway, during the registration stage, players can adjust their defensive lineup. During the matchmaking stage, players cannot adjust their defensive lineup. During the battle stage, players may adjust their defensive lineup, but the modified lineup will only take effect on the next match. Matchmaking rules. Every Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday from 100 hours to 5 a.m. So this is like 5 a.m. UTC, I think. Registered guilds will be matched with a suitable guild. Each competition will last until 2200 hours the next day. After each match, the guild's competition points will change in accordance with their offensive and defensive performances. Offense and victory rules. Players must spend 1 offense order to attack defenders. Players cannot attack the same target more than once in the competition. At the end of the offensive stage of the competition, if the battle points earned by the attacking guild reach a specified value, the attacking guild wins. Otherwise, the defending guild wins. So I think that's what's shown by me here is these points. Down here, we have to hit milestones of points in order to win. It's so I don't know. This sounds quite complicated. I feel like it's going to be one of those, like, it's easy for me to judge it, but it's easy for me to judge it just because it sounds like it's going to be too much too often, but we'll have to see until it's in game. Maybe it's one of those things that takes like, all right, you go in, it takes less than 5 minutes, do a couple battles, they're 3v3 battles, they're in, you're done, good to go. But it's going to feel like doing Summon Arena all the time, I think, which I don't think I want to care about that all the time. Again, I don't know. I'm very, very skeptical here. I'm just trying to be harsh and be honest that I'm super skeptical of Guild versus Guild, and honestly, there's nothing about it, the way it's been described so far, that sounds fun at all. And especially the next part that I have to read makes me just, I don't know, we'll see. So, reward rules. When a player attacks a defending opponent in a competition, their rewards will be based on the results of the battle and the galactic arena rank of the defender. The higher the defender's galactic arena rank, the greater the rewards. So I hope that this just means we need to be in like the main grouping. Like, okay, if we always stay in, what am I in? Oh god, I'm only in Diamond. As if I'm not even in... Oh god, this is how much I do Galactic Arena, guys. I'm not even in Master right now. I'm hoping this doesn't mean we have to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Master to get the best points. I'm hoping it just means we have to be in the Master top 50 realm and we all get the same points. Because I don't want to do this is like, it's forcing you to do a 3v3 style Guild versus Guild, and it's forcing you to do even more 3v3 Galactic Arena. Luckily this game has this, thank god. But and it's not like we could really manual the arena battles anyway, so at the end of the day I guess it's not too bad. But here we go. So Master, I really hope that every single Master level doesn't influence the points. If it does, it's just gonna I don't want to, I know that sounds weird, but I don't want to have to care about Galactic Arena besides being in the top 50. And if that's the case, it might be the reality for me that I don't stay in my top guild because I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to stress about having to be in the top 10 of Galactic Arena. I don't really care too much about that game mode. I mean, it's an auto game mode and it's too much. It's a lot of PvP, you know, it's just, I prefer the PvE like our next topic. All right, let me finish this. Sorry. When a guild wins a competition as the attacker, rewards will be issued to all members who launched an attack. When the guild loses the competition, all members who launched an attack will receive a base reward. Once the 3 competition matches have ended, rankings will be determined by the guild's competition points. All guild members will receive corresponding rewards. All right. And I apologize, this video is long, but there's a lot to talk about. And I want to give my honest opinion. I know sometimes we have to be ranty, sometimes we're super excited, and there's lots to talk about because there's excitement, but other times it's like, I'm scared. I don't, you know, like, it's been such a good game, and I just worry that sometimes the games just start to take a turn for making strange decisions about things, and then it's all downhill from there, and I don't want that for this game, but sometimes I wonder, you know, that all kind of happens to every gacha I've played so far, which makes you genuinely lose interest over time, which is honestly happening to me. It's just the way it is. All right, but let's talk about Twilight Lands. There's been some misconceptions going out. I've already heard people talking about it incorrectly, so I do want to clarify. For one, all right, let's read this. In the last season of Twilight Lands, we received a lot of feedback. Many of you could not understand the ranking rules of Chapter 16 and gave us your suggestions for Chapter 16. We carefully considered these suggestions and adjusted the relevant rules of Chapter 16 while keeping the positioning of Chapter 16 as one of the high difficulty instances in our game. The specific changes of Chapter 16 are as follows. Number 1, Chapter 16 has been adjusted from a total of 20 stages to 10 stages. The chapter names have been modified, the chapter rewards have increased, and the stage rewards for each stage have been adjusted. Which is probably good because it was a lot and I don't think anybody really finished it. Oh god, that was a hot mess. All I have to say is the horsey, am I right? All right, number 2, reduce the difficulty of Chapter 16 as a whole and adjusted the configuration of monsters in Chapter 16. Again, horsey, am I right? The ranking rules of Twilight Lands this time, the mechanisms of counting points based on the damage done to the enemy is cancelled. The ranking rules of Chapter 16 and previous 15 chapters will be consistent. The overall leaderboard is ranked according to your clearance order and stage progress. The Twilight Lands has always been one of the best stages to show your strength. We think this is one of the best modes of the game in order to bring a new challenge to you and keep the vitality of Twilight Lands for a long time. We'll adjust the difficulty, design, and monster configuration of Chapter 16 Twilight Lands from time to time in the future. At the same time, the rewards of Twilight Lands 16 may be changed as well. So, this does not mean... Alright, just to be clear, guys, this does not mean that Twilight now Chapter 16 is included with Chapter 15. At first, that was my reaction, and I was like, hell no. Hell no. Like, no. Like, if you're adding 16 to the rest of 15 and the whole thing is just back to a day one, who's done with it the fastest? I'm like, that's the number one thing that stressed me out the most in this game, because I did want to care about Twilight. I do want to care about Twilight. And I want to place. And if the only way we can place is to grind for 5, 6, 7 hours straight in a day, just to have a chance to be in the top 5 or whatever, like, that's not fair and that's not fun to have to do that all in one day. But they are not doing that, guys, at least not for the first part. So when it comes to Twilight Lands, it's still going to be Chapter 1 through 15. You have 7 days to do it. So glad for that. But the unfortunate side now is Chapter 16 is a race to the finish every day at reset. It's going to be who does it first. So we are going to go back to that unfortunate Thursday crazy grind of obsessiveness, but it's only going to be chapter 16 that we have to do that for. So at least the first week, if you are someone, I'm talking now as a person who's in a server and in guilds that all, like, people finish chapter 15. You do. Like, as in, this is my discussion as in you finish chapter 15 and you play chapter 16. If you don't even get to chapter 15, then the rules are the same for you as they always have been. But the chapter 16 discussion is still going to be, once chapter 16 opens on that, what is it, day 8 technically, or day 7? 7 days, and then boom, it's open on day 8. It's a race to the finish now. So it's kind of going to be, instead of the first day of Twilight, it's going to be the 8th day of Twilight. That's a crazy, or 7th day of Twilight. That's a crazy scramble to whoever can do the most and the fastest on chapter 16. So it's unfortunate that the points are kind of making that happen that way. I think they didn't need to change anything regarding the points. I don't know why they're making that change. I don't think anybody complained about the change. I think it just wasn't clear. I think people were confused at exactly how the points are being calculated, and they also felt that some stages like the horse were way too difficult because you get stuck on that one horse. The top people in the entire game that have been playing since like May when it's been out can't even do it in one battle. So that's like, okay, that's a little bit overtuned, I think. If that's the case, that's all we needed, was a little bit reduction in difficulty and better rewards to make each round worth it. We didn't need to change the points, because now it's just, if you can't finish it, you just, at least you could see who got the most points and progressed the closest to be able to finish a battle. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how easy it is now versus before. And unfortunately, not this Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday, I think, when chapter 16 does open, it's going to be a race to get into those position spots. So we just pushed it. All we did was push the race back a week, unfortunately. So it's a little bit of both. At least it's not added to the pool with the rest of them. And this is me quoting someone that's a staff member in general. This is me seeing a screenshot of someone that's staff. I believe they're not just a mod. I believe they're actually staff, about this change to Twilight. So if people are talking about Twilight being chapter 16 grouped with chapter 15 and we're back to a day one crazy grind, it's not true. We're just chapter 16 and onward. It's a crazy grind. All right, guys, this has been a little bit of a long video. Thank you, though, for those of you that stick around listening to the whole thing and hear my opinions. I was trying not to overly rant. I'm just trying to be honest about my opinions and my first impressions. We're allowed to react or overreact if we want. My first impression is Guild Arena sounds terrible, and I am not excited for it. It's just the honest truth, and we'll have to, but I understand that my opinion might change once it's actually in game and I play it, and I will give it a proper chance to see how it feels before I make any decisions regarding my own personal play of the game and the guild plays. So let me know what you guys think about these changes in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you join me tonight, Wednesday, as well as Friday, live on Twitch. We're going to play Dragonair Silent Gods while I have limited access. The game is amazing and it's so much fun. Come hang out.